What is up, guys? Today is Saturday morning and I'm heading to the shop to work on my own stuff. I feel like, you know, I try to work on my own stuff here and there and I always feel really guilty about doing it because I really should be doing other stuff like working on customer cars or whatever. And, you know, Saturday is like my only day to be able to work on my own stuff. And I feel like for the past couple months, I've been really busy with just life, you know what I mean? Whether we have some home project that we're working on or we have some event that we need to attend or whatever. So I'm just excited for today because I'm able to go work on going to work on my drift car. So I'm gonna film what I can, as long as it's not gonna slow me up too much, and that's what I'm doing, so enjoy. All right, guys, I took the seat out of the car, pretty much, dropped my key. So I've never actually had a seat in this car that I've been truly happy with where it's mounted. I have like short legs, and the way that RX-7s are, I have to sit far enough forward enough to be able to like push the clutch in all the way. And when I do that, like the steering wheel's like in my chest. So I'm probably going to remount where my steering wheel is a little bit and move it down. That's kind of an easy thing. I can just cut the column and re-weld like a different style steering wheel quick release. But I'm also just, I don't know, I feel like the seat is too far tipped straight up and down. And mainly it's just because of the way that this is. Plus this is kind of a, I don't know, there's just like riv nuts into some floor plates. And I don't know how safe that actually is. I don't know, usually floor seats have to be mounted like through bolted with a plate on the bottom because it's really just going into like sheet metal, you know? So I don't really think, I don't know, I'm sure tons of people mount their seats with riv nuts. I just feel like it's a little bit sketchy because it's literally just like a little rivet, more or less, that's holding the seat in there. So I'm going to change that up a little bit. But the other thing is I can't get the seat low enough on this side to get, you know, for the bottom of the seat in the back to be low enough. You know, I just need to tilt the top of the seat back, you know, the seat back. In order to do that, I would either have to come up in the front or down in the back. And I don't want to come up in the front any because I like where I sit in the car. So that's what I'm working on. I don't know, I might cut all this out. I haven't really figured it out yet, so I'm kind of thinking out loud right now. All right, so these seat brackets that make things so easy to be able to just bolt those seat brackets to the seat, it's kind of weird, like with the RX-7 and the width of this seat, it's like one has to go in and the other one has to go out, if that makes sense. Like, you know, so one has to be, like if the side of the seat is obviously here, one has to be in like this, and the other one has to be, actually it's, you know, if that's the front of the car, one has to be out, this has to be out like that, and then the right side of the seat has to be in like this in order to fit in the width area here, you know, from one side to the other. So what I did is I just cut some pieces of aluminum here, and you know, I cut them the same length, and then what I'm gonna do is cut the brackets out of the rear because I want the rear to be as low as it possibly can have it. I literally need the bottom of this seat to like be on the floor and the front to be kind of where I want it, you know. So on this, it happens to be from center hole down has got to be 4 inches plus the thickness of the material, which is 1/8 of an inch. So it's 1/8 inch aluminum. So it's actually, the front of the seat is going to be 4 1/8. I'm sorry, 4 1/4. I'm sorry, 1/4 inch. Doesn't matter. So it's going to be 4 1/4 in the front, and then the back is going to basically be sitting on the ground or on the floor here. So what I'll do is, I still need to trim these here so I can get the back of the seat to drop down as much as I need to, and then from there I can make other tabs to go down to the floor, and then I can just drill some holes in the floor. So that's what I'm doing. So took some 1/4 inch aluminum and I don't know, I trimmed out these so I can get the bottom of the seat to drop down in between here. And I made some standoffs that are gonna actually sit on top of this here. But in the back, the standoffs are not going to sit on top. I think what's gonna happen is the seat is gonna be dropped down. Actually, I'm not sure. I gotta see what's gonna happen. If I need to come down and then go over to it or what. The seat has to sit in between here. So, I don't know, we'll see. I'm literally just kind of winging it. All right, so I just tacked in what I'm doing, and it looks kind of janky right now because literally it's just like a flat piece of aluminum and then another flat piece of aluminum, and everything is kind of cut long. But what needs to happen is I had to do this to kind of make sure the seat was good front to back. I knew the angle I wanted. I just wanted to make sure I was good front to back. So I kind of made this piece here a little bit longer so I could move the seat forward or backward. So that's what's going on with it. It feels pretty good where it's at now. And I got to make these rear pieces here, which just are going to go from the side straight down to here. You know, and then everything can be kind of trimmed up, and I can give it, you know, get radius things and kind of give it like, I don't know, give it a little bit of style so it doesn't look like just a bunch of pieces of flat aluminum stock. So good thing is the seat is way better. It's much lower. It's like where I need it to be. So anyways, it's going good. Couple quick tacks. What'd you fix? Matt, it seems like you got a little bit of a leak here.
Yeah.
What's this for?
There's supposed to be a bracket that goes here that goes boop boop for an exhaust hanger. I do have one. I got one like 2 weeks ago. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Huh.
Yeah. You ever, if this ever gets like really hot and you like burn your arm, use a nice decking for it. Pretty neat. PBM with their hidden Easter eggs.
All right, so off the bat, just quick little weld here. Since this is like so close, I can't fully weld that edge because I got to be able to get a socket on that bolt, but it should be fine. I did the same thing on this side. I burned my glove pretty good, but yeah, same thing. So like I wasn't able to weld kind of where the bolt goes. Same on that side. But either way, now I'm going to just give these things some style. I kind of, anytime I make brackets, I always try to round the edges of stuff. Like this works, but it's super ugly. So this is just like the washer for the bolt that I'm going to use. So I'll take this washer here and then like scribe around the washer, and then once that's scribed, I'll take like some French curves, or these are like that's what these are called. They're called, these are French curves. You can buy them at like any art supply store. You can probably buy them at Walmart, or you know, even just like whatever, anything round. You know, this is just something off the tire machine, you know. So what I'll do is then like, you know, I'll have that round, and then I'll like connect this, just so like rather than just being this square whatever seat bracket, it's gonna have like a little bit of style to it. Obviously I don't have to do this, but it just makes it look like it, I don't know, it makes it look like I cared. I'm gonna give it some style. A long time ago in a magazine called the Rodder's Journal, I was like reading some story about, I don't know, something some machinist said 100 years ago to somebody, and it was a guy referring to his hot rod. You know, it was like a kid referring to this older guy's hot rod that says, wow, this looks like you made it, or this, you know, this looks like it came from the factory. And the guy said, you know, we are the goddamn factory. So that's like always stuck in my head. So anytime we do anything, I'm like always really aware of trying to make the part look like it came from the factory, or came from a store, or came from a company that makes the parts. Because when it comes down to it, that's what we do here. But I mean, anybody can do this. You literally you know, I mean, the tools that I have here aren't any different than, you know, what most of you guys have at home. I mean, I have a little Harbor Freight belt sander. I've had that thing for 20 years. It works awesome. You know, and then obviously just like cutoff wheels and grinders and standers and stuff like that. I mean, that's all you need to make this look cool. So I'm gonna lay it out, and then if I like the way it lays out, I'll grind it out. All right, so in 3 minutes, it already looks a lot better. And now I'm just gonna take it over to the belt sander and give it some shape. And I think it's gonna look a million times better than it did a minute ago. So with just a few minutes, that's what my seat bracket looks like now. And again, it's not that big of a deal, but I just feel like it's better than what it looked like before. And this took just a couple minutes. So when you make brackets, round the corners. And literally, it could just be as much as like rounding those corners. And usually what I do with these is I'll take a washer and I'll put the washer on the corner, and then that way, that radius will match all of the other radiuses. Doesn't have to be this size washer, could really be any size washer. I just use whatever's next to me. So anyways, I'm going to do the other one and then probably just paint these things black and then put them in the car and forget about them. Okay, real quick. This is the first one. And that's a little bit better. I'm making a big deal about this. It's not that big of a deal. It just, I don't know, what looks more professional? You be the judge. Put it down in the comments, which one you like better. All right, guys, my seat brackets are done. They look pretty good. I'm happy with them. I'm just going to media blast them quick and spray some Steel It on them, and then tomorrow morning come in and put the seats in, and then that's it. So I just do one super light coat with Steel It and then let it dry for a little while. I usually do 3 coats with Steel It. So I'll do one super light coat like that, just kind of mist it, let that like kind of tack up, almost get like dry so you could like touch it and it wouldn't come off on your finger. And then the next coat, a little bit heavier, and then let that do the same thing, kind of dry for whatever, 15 minutes or so, or 20 minutes, and then kind of a heavy coat. That seems to work the best. It looks the best. I would always just send stuff for powder coating. Every video this week or the past 2 weeks, I've been going to the powder coater. But what's great about Steel It is it has a finish that's almost the same as powder coat, if not better in some instances. But for this, it's like I made some quick seat brackets, put some Steel It on there, and like literally I can stick them in the car and be done. And it's like a really, really nice finish. It lays down super flat. I mean, the whole inside of this car, the cage, everything's all done in Steel It. I probably would have did those seat brackets in black, but I'm out of black right now. So the brackets are gonna match the interior of the car. It's gonna be just fine, so. Round 2. This is the third and final coat of some Steel It Gray. All right, that does it. I love this stuff because it goes on really, really thick. When it dries, it just looks like powder coat. All right, guys, I don't know how many times I've ended this video, but I'm done. It's late, I'm going home. My seat brackets are all done, and that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. See ya.